Hey everyone, so this phone has been fallen in the ocean and only the display is damaged. Apparently the rest of the phone is working according to the customer. Let's see. The back panel has been opened before and they've dried the phone. In your case, you may have to apply heat to loosen the adhesive and gently open the back glass with pry tools. I always remove the remaining glue first. I am using a glue remover tool for this. If you don't have one, don't worry, you can use the pentalobe screwdriver that you'll get with the display if you buy it from the given link. You may use it in rotating motion along the glue lines and the corners of the frame and the back panel. Be careful with the back panel because it's glass. Then I'll remove the screws from this bottom panel. Here, you can see the water indicator is already red, and what appears to be salt on the circuit board. I'll clear them out. Hopefully, you may not need to do these steps. So, marine water is really bad for electronics. It's conductive than the regular water and could short circuit. Also, makes erosion of metal, but as for solid state, salt is not conductive. So I'll scrap away those spots. Then I'll open up the upper panel to see the motherboard. You may not need to open the upper panel if you're just replacing the display. Let's unplug the battery first. This area is mostly okay. Nevertheless, I'll clean it. Cameras are okay. In this bottom right corner, there's the display connector. I'll unplug it and test it with the new display at this point. I'll unplug the battery just to be safe. It's not compulsory, just don't plug the new display when the phone is on. I'm using a bubble bag to match the elevation for the display, then connect the plug carefully. Next, connect the battery. And then power on. Great, it boots up. Notice, the brightness has dropped because the front ambient light sensor is covered. You may need to check the new display properly here. If there are any problems, you can return the display and they'll pay you back. It's best to do all this under video. So, in my case, I'll have to check all the functionality because it's water damaged. Fortunately, everything is working fine. Now I'll disconnect the ribbon connectors from the bottom board. This is fingerprint ribbon. And there's 2 coaxial cables. Take a photo if you're forgetting which goes where. slowly pry out the board which is holding by clippers. Next, I'll cover the top panel before the display removal for the safety of the motherboard. If there's a tempered glass, you may remove it first. I'll apply heat around the edges with heat gun. I'll ask you to subscribe to my channel and I'll show you how to do this at home without using a heat gun in a future video. And it doesn't require a hairdryer either. Now when it's just warmer to touch, I'll stop heating. Use this suction cup given with the display package. I'll use this thin metal pry tool to squeeze in between the display and the metal frame while pulling from the suction cup. Bottom margin is the weakest. I'll also apply some isopropyl alcohol to loosen the adhesive. Once you're in, try to move the pry tool around the edges with applying some force. The glue lines are only around the margin, so you don't need to go deeper. It's best to leave the top corner because the camera and other sensors are there. On the other side, I'll remove this rubber gasket that's holding down the display connector. Then, slowly slide open the display. Great. There's more salt in here. I'll clean them. In your case, you may only need to remove the glue around the frame margins. While doing this, it's best to not touch the fingerprint sensor, front and back cameras. Alternatively, you may cover them with tape. After that, carefully remove the back covering sticker of the new display I'm using B7000 glue for this. First, I'll apply around the margins about 5 mm inwards from the margins and don't apply at the bottom. Also prevent going closer to front camera and proximity sensor. Then I'll apply another line of glue all along the frame margins, where there's an ally to fit the display. I'll skip the earpiece area this time. If you've accentually touched the fingerprint sensor or the front camera, be sure to wipe them properly with isopropyl alcohol and a cotton cloth before installing the display in its place. First, I'll put the display ribbon connector through the bottom left opening. Then I'll align the display with the frame and press into the frame for the glue to take hold. Then I'll turn this around, insert the rubber gasket next to the display connector. Now remember to keep some pressure down while doing all this. Then I'll insert the bottom board carefully. Plug the ribbons and the display connector. Connect the coaxial cables and there's some more ribbons. After a bit of air jet cleaning, I'll close the bottom panel. Then tighten the screws. Now, before gluing the back panel, you may turn on the phone and make sure everything is working.
First, I'll clean the camera lenses with an isopropyl dipped cotton bud. Salt might be in there. Then, with a little bit of air jet cleaning, I'll start applying glue along the frame. Then align and press the back panel. First, I'll put 2 rubber bands on the top and the bottom parts of the phone with sufficient tension. Next, I'll clean the extra glue between the display and the frame. After that, I'll apply some more rubber bands as necessary. The glue settling time is 24 hours, so it's best to keep rubber bands on for a day. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more repair tutorials.